Jane sat on that ball.
Yeah. She chicken egg the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Riley comes in. Angel City on the board.
Corner kick presented by Cedar Sinai.
Shifty work into the box. And across. It's in. Oh, it's Louisville. It's a dream return.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City preview pod. I'm your host, Angela Morales, with my ever-hydrated, not in pain co-host, Mario Salazar.
Well, I'm not the one that went through going to the dentist today and been numb like half the day, so I know the feeling, but I'm not there.
Good thing we're recording later than normal tonight because I have the feeling back in my face.
Angela was mentioning that if we had recorded earlier, like a lot of that would have been slurred. So you're welcome, listeners.
Would have been Casual FC. All right. So this is our very first dual match preview. We have 2 matches this week. We were going to split it up into 2 different episodes, but that got really dicey. So here it is. Our very next match will be Wednesday, June 19th, Angel City versus Racing Louisville at BMO at 7 p.m. Broadcast-wise, we're going to be on CBS Sports Network and Bally Sports. So if you're an Angels fan, I guess you know what station Bally Sports is. I don't. My team has their own network. But I have big feelings against the Angels and Angel Stadium right now because of something that happened at Angel Stadium a few weeks ago. If you want to know, just DM us. I just don't need to say it out loud. I'll get really mad. But if you want to listen to the game because you don't have a CBS Sports Network, make sure you tune into iHeartRadio. Look up not the Casual FC station.
We are on iHeartRadio.
We are. But look up the Angel City FC station so that you can listen to Isaac and Tracy call the game. And then on Saturday, we have another match against Bay FC up north in San Jose at PayPal Park. Again, that game's going to be on at 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll be streaming on ION as part of the Saturday doubleheader. And obviously, pull up iHeart, Isaac and Tracy, listen to the homies.
Yeah.
It's a big week. We have a lot going on.
If you are traveling to Bay, if you're traveling up to San Jose, let us know. We'd love to live vicariously through everyone who's going up there, making the trip.
Totally.
This year's schedule, when it came out, I thought looked great. I was like, yes, weekend matches, a few weekday matches, that's all right. We can make it work. And then life throws a curveball where like none of these dates have worked.
We were really trying to go to San Diego and Bay, and with San Diego matches being on like Thursdays.
No,
what is that?
Our match was a Thursday. The next San Diego match
is a Thursday.
No, it's a weekend.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but it's at 1 p.m. It's a Saturday, but it's at 1 p.m. at Snappy with no sun, with no shade. So there's that, and then couldn't go to, but I think that's also the weekend we might have a show that we're going to. Not sure. But either way, life has thrown a curveball at us. Yeah. Or planning has been difficult as an adult. And we can't make it to either one of our California rival matches. So we'll be watching, we'll be listening, and if you get to go, then we want to follow along. And remember to tag us.
Absolutely.
And we will let everybody else follow along with us.
Yeah, and regardless, make sure you bring your sunscreen. Because not all stadiums have shade like BMO. heed the guidance of our dear friend who found out what it's like to get sunburnt at Snappy. So, yeah, bring your sunscreen, long sleeves, whatever it is.
Yeah. So we had the benefit of a night game, but then it was like middle of the week, which sucked for San Diego. And we're going down to San Diego with the benefit of a weekend game, yet it's like middle of the day, which is going to be its own challenge to get through. But either way, this is our dual match preview. We're going to do both of them. This is going to go out super quickly. So if there are screw-ups left in this episode, well, just know that I was like editing this thing at 11 p.m. It's all good.
Yeah.
Slight change in our programming. Normally, we go into our Chaos Award. But the Chaos Award just so elegantly flows into some of the other sections of our pod that we will save that for later. We're going to jump over to
You know why. If you're listening, if you watch this weekend, you know why.
You know why. Okay, so quick roundabout for the scores around the rest of the NWSL. And this weekend it's the weekend of ties. So many. Kansas City tied with Chicago 2-2. Racing lost to Gotham 2-0. And then Courage tied with Orlando 0-0. Spirit with the Wave 1-1. Seattle with Portland 0-0. And then Bay lost to Utah 1-0. So there's only 2 winning matches out of this weekend. Everybody else drew, which is in a way good for us. That means everybody just equally moved.
Change. Yeah.
With that being said, yes, now it wasn't a big change. Now it's our Chaos Award. Our Chaos Award for the week is going to be goals at the death. Just there's many Chaos Awards that we have, and we'll get to the biggie. Goals at the death. Chicago to tie and Utah to win. They both happened right at the end, so just craziness all around.
In a wild fashion. Both the Kansas City game, Kansas City was up 2-0. Chicago came back and then tied it in the nth hour. Utah, same thing, just lobbed a goal in, and it was wild. And then
won. But you know what? NWSL After Dark gonna do what it's gonna do, and it was a freaking goal. Come on, everybody knows it was. I don't care that we're biased. It was a freaking goal. So if you don't quite know what we're talking about, the fact that we were the evening match on Saturday, which meant it was late on the East Coast, it was getting dark here. Our match in Houston should have ended with us winning 1-0. It did not.
2-0. It should have been 2-0.
It should have been 2-0.
I have big feelings.
Okay, so first point.
A
First
minimum
point we're talking
of
about.
1-0.
A minimum of 1-0. First point, Jane Campbell straight up chicken egg that thing. That ball went over the line.
The ball.
She sat on the. You know what? And the thing is that I was listening to our good friends over on Noodle Time on Foxtrot TV, the guys that we did a quick little preview with for the Houston Dash match on their channel, and he even mentioned the fact that Jane Campbell, for some reason, likes to play behind the line. She's always behind the line. And okay, I will say, granted, that first deflection off of her knee, from one angle it looked like it went in, from the other angle it didn't, and that's fine. But then the bounce back, the ricochet back into the goal, and the fact that she sat on it, she had to use her feet to tuck it under her butt, which means it that far back, her knees were on the line. So if she needed to use her feet to tuck it back under, that was in. That was a goal. Don't give me this BS. It wasn't conclusive in any other way. Like, you know how tall she freaking is. She's got some long legs. Come on.
They're saying it's because there's no goal line technology, but they had enough camera angles to show us 3 different ones on TV.
And okay, post game, the commentators were talking about there might have been a handball there.
Yeah.
But
Call
Go
something.
check the freaking VAR. That's the whole point. It took that long. That's my big, we've talked about this. It's my big gripe with VAR is that at times it takes too long, right? It takes too long for a decision.
And it's not used when it should be, like this.
Yes.
Jack even went up to the head referee and was like, VAR, VAR. They were screaming. I have something of note to say about that referee later, but we'll get there.
But come on, you can hear that it's a big decision. If they're talking into your ear and be like, we're reviewing it, give us more time. Okay, if they took that long to review it, it means they needed to try to make it, they couldn't make it a clear and honest decision of not, what's the word that they want, that they use? Clear and obvious.
Obvious, I think.
Okay. It wasn't a clear and obvious error that it was or wasn't a goal. They spent that long reviewing it back and forth. At that point, you go, if that's my big gripe. If it takes that long for you to decide in the VAR booth, okay, yeah, no, it really wasn't. It's because you weren't sure. So give the center ref the benefit of the doubt to be like, go check it yourself. Go recheck it.
Yeah.
You know, we're not sure. And it annoys me that it's not that's how it should be implemented, is that they are essentially a second pair of eyes. I don't care that they're referees themselves. Like it's the head VAR referee and the assistant referee. You're not part of the game. You're also VARing from a booth for some other match earlier that, like, you're in an air-conditioned space. It doesn't matter. So your opinion shouldn't matter. Your opinion should be like, I can't confirm or deny, so you go check it again. Right? Yeah. And let them check it, and then they can. There's been times where where a ref will go to a VAR igloo, to the Yeti box.
Yeti box, yeah.
And they'll peek in, they'll take one replay and be like, nah, my decision stands. Fine.
At least go through the motions.
At that point, you've gone through the motions. And with the rules now that they have to announce what they reviewed.
Yes.
Right? Now you can let everybody know what's going on. So the whole thing about announcing it was to inform the fans about what's taking so long. But if you take that long and then you don't announce anything,
yep.
What the hell?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. 100%.
And scene. Okay. And then you had something to say.
No, I completely agree. Oh, no, that's for later.
Oh, that's for later. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a teaser.
Oh.
Something it's not even scandalous or anything weird. It's funny.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. With all of that being said, result ended up 0-0. We tied with Houston. Who scored?
How was the watch party? Also, if anybody was there at High Tops, let us know how it went.
Yeah, I hope it was fun. I hope it was a blast. Usually the energy, there's a very different energy of me watching this game on the couch and getting mad to watching it with the crowd and being hyped up. And you probably were mad, but you still had a fun time. So let us know how it was. But who scored officially? No, not a soul. Nobody scored.
Nobody.
But there should have been.
So the match itself, boring. Yeah. It was a weird scrambly match where it felt like both teams were making scrambled eggs in the midfield. Yeah. Neither team had a great offensive showing, and neither team had a great defensive showing. It was just there. It was, I guess it was fine. But like you said, NWSL After Dark is going to do what it does.
Yeah. It's some wild stuff. There's a reason why it's been a coined phrase now.
It's a hashtag. Thing. It's a group. It's everything. Yeah. It's its own vibe. It should have its own Instagram account or something. Like, it probably does at some point.
It's funny too, because like I'm thinking about like on the MLS side, there's games that go technically like really late, so you can classify them as like MLS After Dark. For most of the time, it's because of the East Coast watching times,
right?
But it's not quite a thing.
It's not quite as chaotic.
It's not quite as chaotic, but it's not quite like a a thing, like where this has become like a hashtag and become like the running joke of what it is. But it's because stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
And the game was frantic on every end. We earn a penalty and then miss the PK.
Oh, jeez.
I have so many questions. I feel like Jane gave her tactic away. She showed which way she was going to go. And then we, for some reason, kicked it directly at her.
Okay, look. It felt like it was a soft kick from the like video, from the angle it was at. It felt like it was like miskicked, or like her foot was just slightly off. Like there was no power behind it.
Right. Yeah. Everything felt like it was going in slow
an
motion.
Easy save. Yeah. But overall, I will say that we had a lot of big chances.
Yeah.
More big chances than Houston. Houston really were more playing on the back foot. You did say that this game was a boring match, but like when you dig into it, there was a bit of we were playing and gelling a little bit better than the other team was. Now, was it what we want or what we expected or what we've been hoping for? Not exactly, but we were playing better than the other team. We had some big... I jumped out that MA header.
Oh.
I jumped out of my seat.
So did I.
I thought that was in.
I was at a friend's house.
She thought it was in. Like,
we scared her dog. Even, I think, levitated. Another friend who was there did the mom seatbelt, like human seatbelt, when you got to slam on the brakes thing to me.
Throw your arms.
She's on my left side. She's on my left. Slams her hand into me. Eva's, oh my God. Our other friend and her wife were like, ah. The dog starts barking. Yeah, it was a moment. I need an MA goal to revive my spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the match. That's it. And all right, we posted on Instagram, what were your thoughts about the game and how much was it in? Here we go. Max, our friend, super friend, said yes, very. And that's it. Just very in. Nicholas said, 1, watching missed opportunities over and over is not fun, which I completely agree with. And 2, over 9,000% in. Yeah. Natalie said, so in, with 3 exclamation points. Said, it was in, with 7 exclamation points. Dustin said, we look too slow. A lot of pass receptions are like molasses. And then it was totally a goal. Same thing. It felt like this match was played in sludge. Everything
there was a little
like
bit
a
of
step behind.
There was a little bit of slowness that was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Abby said it was in twice. There's enough ease to give it another syllable. Deaf all the way the second time. Shay sent 3 mind explosion emojis. And Myrna said in with 5 exclamation points. It was behind Jane.
You see the running consensus that's going on here. It's Alma came in with 1, we need to do better in the attack. Period. Just all caps. Period. 2, Jane sat on the ball, so that was in. When it was in, it's in. Ethan said second half with subs and into the third half with all the stoppage time that we had. Team was kicking. That's when we started picking up gear, I think.
Yeah.
And then unimaginably in with the head explosion, mind blown, and then the monkey see no evil eyes wide shut. No, that's a whole different thing. No, not that thing. Melanie came in with, it was in, but for real, we still didn't really deserve a win. We have to play, in all caps. We have to play to win. So, yeah, we feel you, Melanie. A win here would have been nice. It wouldn't have been the way it happened. Would have been one of those where we're like, oh, an ugly win is a win, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like we said that there was beautiful football being played or anything like that. It would have been a scrappy win. No, scrappy is like a good thing. It would have just been a
funky win.
But it didn't happen. So Aaron came in with 1, it went in. And 2, it went in. On both counts. Highwind came in with, can we appeal? Red cards are appealed. Good Lord.
Agreed.
That's interesting. I wonder, I've seen responses from pro referees.
They can ask.
They can ask, but all they've admitted a couple of errors where we know that there was an error in this match resulting in blah, blah, blah. But then nothing happens. It's not like, I guess it's one of those things where we just want the apology at this point.
Right.
We just want you to say you were wrong.
I want to see, going back over the last 2 seasons plus this year, how many goals we've had called back or negated in some way. I think it's 5 or 6.
Yeah, there was a point where we felt like the referee was definitely against any reason. But then that can our own bias, but that's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here to root on our team. Vince went in. And Ethan wrapping it all up with subs in the final minutes. Oh, wait. He sent it twice. See, he's so good. He sent it twice. Subs in the final minutes. Team started to mesh. Great and unimaginably in. So he sent it twice. I'm going to read it twice. So there you go. So with that, our standings look. We are heading into this crazy week, which I mentioned last week, and we're talking about it again. We're such short rest between matches. We have 3 matches in a week. Just had our match on Saturday. Gonna have the match on Wednesday, and then again on Saturday. With all of this, we're still in 11th place with 12 points. Everybody pretty much tied, so everybody just shifted and stayed in place. I don't know exactly how Utah fared, but they were already at the bottom, so I don't think it really mattered. We are where we are. We're still only 3 points from the playoff line, and we still have a game in hand. Like we've been saying, although this was a tie, you can, in the optimistic view, you can say it was a result. We got a point. A point is better than nothing.
A result is a result.
Yes. So if we want to turn this ship around, if we want to turn that frown upside down, we got a point. And we didn't drop in the standings. That's a good thing at this point. And there we go. Still only 3 points from the playoff line, and we still have a game in hand. With that, let's talk these next 2 matches that are coming up.
Yeah, so that game in hand will disappear after this week. We get caught up.
Is this the catch-up game?
I think this is the catch-up week. And so we basically, I feel like we have to win from here on out as it is. But with all the travel going from Houston to LA to San Jose, luckily there's roughly a week of being at home, and San Jose is a lot closer and less humid most of the time than Houston. So fingers crossed the girls will be all right. We've got great trainers, great rehab facilities. They'll be top notch. Mario put in here, does hotshot help jet lag? No.
It'll probably wake you up, right? If you're all groggy and out of whack, take a hot shot and be like, perk up.
What's up?
What time is it?
Yeah. The biggest thing that I'm really worried about is, are we falling behind the rest of the league? There have been a lot of really big international heavy hitters signing to different teams. At the beginning of this season, Orlando was just there. And now they have Barbara Bonda, They've signed 3 more players that are just insane. Kansas City has not the best defense, but they have fantastic scoring ability. Like, you can't outscore them. And that's the issue. That's their strength right now. So I'm just really curious, especially because of the trade deadline and the fact that we're just sitting with a couple empty roster spots. What is happening with that? I'm really hoping we find out soon, because the girls need help in some way.
Yeah.
Whether it's another defender, which would be helpful, someone in the midfield, an attacking forward that's just going to run through a defense. I don't know. But in some ways, I feel like we're starting to just fall behind. Because even Houston picked up a Brazilian player. That's my big worry or major question mark right now, is what are we doing to catch up?
There's
that.
We've always talked about the league being really one of the top leagues in the world for women's ball. And yes, it kind of defaults back to the English league being like, oh yeah, they're catching up, or they're the new top league, because it's, English Premier League, that's just what it is, like they're top flight football. But I don't know. I think if we did like a tournament, we'd I think
our
the
top
NWSL
teams would fare well.
Yeah, it would be it actually would be a pretty awesome tournament.
It'd be great.
But I don't feel like they're above and beyond us, but they have caught up, right? And that's the main storyline, even with the U.S. women's national team, is that a lot of the rest of the world has caught up. There are really strong teams with really strong players. And yes, some of those international players play here in the NWSL. A lot of them don't. A lot of them play in their own leagues, and then a lot of them still play in the English league or wherever it may be. So are we falling behind in that sense? And look, we are the team with the money. And it's the same kind of talking point when it comes to a lot of the MLS teams too, is like, when you're trying to bring in those big name players, for example, when Messi came in, where did everybody think Messi was going to go? It was either going to be, he was either going to land in Miami, he was going to land at LAFC or LA Galaxy, it being here in Los Angeles, or he was going to land in New York, right? Like all the big metropolitan areas, right? Maybe Chicago or something. You're thinking of, where is he going to land and be comfortable, right? Is he going to go to Kansas City? I don't know, right? Is he going to go to Salt Lake City? Probably not. And it's the same thing here. We've got that same benefit of, come play with us. We're in LA. That's the whole, let's not sugarcoat it. That's part of the draw about Angel City, is that we are the LA team. We have the glitz and glamour. We have the celebrities at the matches, right? It's a fun
Come help
atmosphere.
make us great. That's all I want. That's all any of us want. We packed the stadium. We packed the house.
We need to see that on the field.
Yeah. Thank you, because I couldn't figure out how to say that.
We just need to see it on the field. I will point out that we have a new listener who commented on our last episode, our last post. So thank you for that. Lale kind of had a really interesting point, which was, here, I'll read it right here. I have a theory regarding your comments about wanting last season's Becky Tweed back. I seem to recall her and Daniel Ball often talking and strategizing during games. Is it possible that his presence and input is what's missing this season? They were both assistant coaches that worked closely together at Gotham. I wonder.
This has been my secret theory that I didn't want to talk about because I don't understand. There's a big question mark there for me. And maybe it was just contractually. He was like, I need to go back to the UK. I know he had some family stuff happening, but bro, what happened? And I say bro as in gender neutral, bro, friends, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
but genuinely, I have been wondering about this since game 3. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Because when someone asks me what's going on with the team, and I'm like, it hasn't been lights out the way it was last year. I'm going to figure that out because 80% of the team is here. They changed a couple of pieces, which were some big pieces. And yes, granted, that's going to change the dynamics, but
Be that much.
yeah. Okay, we still got a whole half season to go. We'll probably be talking. Hopefully, we're not talking about all of this come the next half of the season.
Yeah,
But
come like late August.
yeah, but we'll just leave it at that for now. Let's go over the players to watch over these next 2 matches.
Okay, so we're going to start with Racing since we see them first. I want to first talk about Taylor Flint, who you may remember from our episode with M. Woods, because that's Taylor Korniak. No one knew she even got married in the off season. She is number 26, a midfielder. She's 6 feet tall, which is rare to have somebody that tall on the pitch in general in women's soccer, but especially in the midfield, she is a freaking machine when it comes to getting her head on the ball, especially during set pieces in battles for the ball. She's just great. The trade from San Diego to Louisville was really interesting because I believe it was free agency and no one realized it happened because everybody was like, who's Taylor Flint? But she's always a threat. If she's on the pitch, she will dispossess you or score on you. She's just fantastic. The second player is Carson Pickett, and she's a fantastic defender. We've talked about her on the show last season, but for those who don't know, she is the first player to be a professional soccer player with a limb differential. She is missing the lower half, like the hand on, I believe it's her left arm. And she's just fantastic. She is so connected to the community. Kids with limb differentials are seeing her as an example. She loves to step into that role for them. She's also been called for 2 handballs on that hand. We verified this on Saturday, but when the referee made a egregious call of something, Eva looked at the TV at our friend's house and went, that's the guy that called a handball on Carson Pickett. And I was like, no. We full on pulled it up because our friends didn't know that happened. This was her first handball. The second one happened last season, recently. And just, it's bonkers. But yeah, our referee.
I'll repost that one. I remember we talked about it and you sent it to me. I don't know if we ever did post it, but I'll repost it. It's
a big piece of NWSL lore, truly, because it's one of those where you're like, okay, first of all, she didn't touch it. Second of all, what would she have touched it with?
She even makes like the gesture or the joke.
She goes, I don't have a hand. You can see her say it. It's so good. And she just walks away exasperated. The other really quick rewind I wanted to put for our Chaos Award this weekend was Katie Stengel's yellow card. She's running down the pitch, runs real close to everyone's favorite referee, Danielle Chesky, who, as she's running up, blows the whistle loudly. Katie jumps, like is startled.
Yeah.
Freaks out, looks at her. Homegirl pulls a yellow.
What?
Yeah.
For jumping or?
Yep. for being upset and frightened that she got a whistle blown in her ear. Yeah.
That's some okay.
NWSL was NWSL this weekend.
Look, these
I wish you guys
AYSL
could
refs
see his
need to
face.
like. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, but
We
back to Carson, back to Taylor. Racing is fantastic. This isn't even going into how deep their roster is. They're a great team this season. They're holding steady. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to match up with them. I'm curious. Very curious.
This is our first meeting against Racing.
Yeah, this
for
season.
the season, and they will be the midpoint. Basically, there will be the end of the first half of the season for us, and then we get into the second half, starting with Bay FC, which would be the second time we play Bay FC. So just to recap real quick, Carson Pickett will be number 16 as a defender, and Taylor Flint will be number 26 as a midfielder, although I still go back to the idea that M had about the nuptials kit. That should be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
Bay.
For Bay FC, we have... I want to start with Caprice Dynasco. She was on my fantasy team last year and got a bazillion points, but she is a prolific defender. She started in the league in... Oh, I just blanked on how to read my notes. In 2015. So she's coming into her 10th season. She's already eclipsed 100 caps. She's eclipsed 10,000 minutes. In 2021, she was part of the best 11 with Midge Purse and Kaylin Sheridan. She's no slouch. She's one of the best defenders in the league, and she flies under the radar because she's just good. She's consistently good. And the way Sarah Gorden flies under the radar, she really doesn't. But the way it's easy to overlook defenders, that's what happens to Caprice. Because, they just do their job. Right. But there's so much that goes into that job.
Yeah.
You're tracking people, you're tracking the ball, you're tracking each other. There's just so much. But Caprice is fantastic. She had been in the USA football programs, but left after an injury and just focused on the NWSL. But like I said, no slouch on defense. Absolutely fantastic and a stalwart for her team, for the league, all that. And then Racheal Kundananji. Big heavy sigh because she's not on my team. She was a transfer from Madrid to the NWSL, and she plays international soccer for Zambia. I believe she's the first Zambian player to score. I don't remember. If not the first, the second in the NWSL.
Yeah, sounds right, but yeah.
Seeing her and Assasat on the pitch at the same time is infuriating. Because, again, they're not on my team. I have nothing bad to say about these players because my only frustration is that we have to play against them. They're just fantastic. And Zambia is another federation that is causing some shit for their team, their women's team specifically. There's so much unnecessary garbage that female soccer players have to deal with. We talked about this last year during the World Cup. I talked about it like every episode.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's something that keeps coming up.
Yeah, but these women deserve so much more than they're given by their federations, the US included. And we are the ones leading the pack. We give so much to the men's team here in the States. And when's the last time they won anything? I'll talk shit
No, even I will say that even with the results that the men's team just had recently in those friendlies where they lost one, which was like embarrassing,
Yeah.
and then they held their own on the second one, it was still like that too little too late. Everybody's calling for at this point. And I was listening to the Cooligans, and even they were just like, look, when was the last major thing the men have won? It's yes, we've beat up on Mexico the last couple of tournaments and we've won trophies, but they are the only team we have beat. We're only good against our own like CONCACAF league. Like, so right now, or with them going to Copa America right now, with the U.S. men's team playing down there, it's a test of what do you guys got? Because you guys are defaults into the next World Cup. Like, you don't have to qualify. You're just gonna be there. So
we'll see.
Show us your I will proudly wear the women's national team badge with the stars.
My crest has 4 stars.
The real crest has 4 stars.
Truly, though. All right. For Bay FC on Saturday, make sure to watch out for Racheal Kundananji. She is number 9, a forward. Her hair changes colors, so I don't know what color it's going to be. Otherwise, I would tell you. And then Caprice Dynasco, number 3 on defense. And here we go. Angel City. I got my life together and I made sure I wasn't going to like wallow like I did last week. I'm sad and I'm frustrated and I want the best for this team. I feel like the best friend right now, this girl. What are you doing? We need to have a heart to heart, a come to Jesus moment, something.
I think everybody's at that point right now.
We're going to sit down and have this conversation. I have to say some really hard things. But
like
it's like what Christian said of that, where's the accountability? And I'm like, here, I carry the torch. I'm the accountability buddy, if you will. But here we go. I feel like the majority of our team is injured right now in some way or another.
Hence
so that's a problem.
I think I'm just going to trademark it of like triage lineup. That should be like the starting 11 or the triage starting 11.
Yeah, honestly.
That's what Cedar Sinai should be sponsoring.
We've got corner kicks and
the trio.
Like the trainers are sponsored. Your hydration break sponsored by triage nurses from Cedar Sinai. Yep. But that's how we're living.
We got 2 players back.
Yes,
we've been waiting for them.
And they are 2 of our family favorites over here.
Yeah.
The first is the Sarah Gorden, number 11, center back to lead all center backs. She was a dual collegiate athlete, and it shows in the way she runs. If you have followed track at any point in your life, DePaul was smart to allow her to do that. It's only made her better. She built her name in the league while in Chicago, built herself up from almost a walk-on kind of role, garbage minutes, not much playing time, to starting, to becoming a captain, to being one of the women in the league, to be the face of the league, to put some of this on her back and just say, this is ours now, that kind of thing. She had her son while in college. I could talk for hours on Sarah Gorden. I will just cry. I'm already tearing up because it's just a lot. We love Sarah Gorden. And I'm so glad she's back because the team needs her. Our fan base needs her. Pride Month needs her. I don't know. Everything needs her. But Sarah Gorden will be the best defender in your face. We know if she gets tackled at all or falls on the ground or gets a call against her and she gets mad and she flips her hair, good luck to you. That's one of those on the field pitch.
The telltale sign.
Yeah, on the pitch ticks that she's and just locks in. Okay. And second up is our girl, MA Vignola. She's back. She's questionably back. Who knows? She's getting on the pitch at some point, which is exactly what we need. She wears number 16, another defender. She hails from Cincinnati. She went to the University of Tennessee and was there playing alongside the Bunny Shaw from Jamaica. No big deal. And that's not even like the most famous player she played with. Like MA is just great, and I'm so glad she's on our team. She's incredibly fast. She's incredibly knowledgeable. And to have her and Maddie Curry on the wings
Yeah,
is
the
just
speed,
ooh.
the speed and the attack that they have. There's a reason why MA has
Yeah.
gotten close or has scored.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
We were calling her MA Vignola for a reason.
Oh, that was last year. Last year she was scoring. This year she
Yeah,
has not.
she
had a
was the
goal yet,
turning point.
But she was she was one of the turning points last year on the game,
Yeah.
on the pace, on the goals. Yeah, we are so happy she's back. We're so happy that both of them are back. Both Sarah and MA were big losses to our line. It gave Curry a chance though, and she did not disappoint.
Oh yeah.
So
And she just stepped right into it.
yeah, with Sarah down, it gave Curry a good chance to come in, and she did not disappoint. So now, as we were saying, the back line is not our biggest issue, is not our problem.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, some of our other positions are not the issue. It's the weird connectingness of it all. Okay, let's not get negative again. Okay, we were saying, yes, Sarah, MA.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how the back line re-emerges, because I feel like this is Angel City Backline 4.0. We've got Sarah, we've got MA, we've got Maddie, we got Megan, Jasmine. Like, we have so many good defenders. So we're in good hands. And like, I'm so excited for this team's potential. I just hope they still are too. That's like the last I'm going to say on that. Between these teams, so we have played Racing 4 times. We've won 1, tied twice, we've lost once. So we're relatively even. We're just split. So I really feel like Wednesday could go either way. I'm really hoping we pull out the win and every other team loses so that we get some points back.
Racing has been doing a bit better than us. Okay, Racing is our playoff line at the moment. Racing is in 8th place, but they've been doing okay. They haven't necessarily been horrible. Their goal differential is actually +3. No,
Oh, wow.
so they like it hasn't been bad. If I'm looking at FOTMOB right now and I'm looking at their last 5, they've got 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So they've been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
They're splitting,
And then
but in a
against Bay,
completely
we've only played them
different
once.
way than Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. Bay FC, we matched up on opening day and we lost. So here's hoping we can go up to San Jose and even out that score line, or not even out the score line, even out the record between the two teams.
Yeah.
I would like to win by a large differential.
Yes. I will say that right now, if we were to win these next 2, we'd most likely jump up into the playoff spot. 1, if we win this next one, we tie Racing for that playoff spot, although they still have us on goal differential. They have a +3, we have a -6. There's that. But Bay FC is tied with us on points right now. We're both at 12. They're behind us in the standings. Really, can be a potentially huge weekend for us. And Bay hasn't been the best as it is. The last 5 are 3 losses and 2 wins, but overall they're 4-9. Weirdly, they have not drawn any match whatsoever. They've won 4, no draws, and 9 losses. So
That's wild.
That's wild. They're actually the only team that have not drawn a game. Yet Kansas and Orlando still have not lost a game. All right. With that being said, we're at the end of our episode. And just a quick reminder of where to watch. We've got a doubleheader coming up. Wednesday, June 19th, we'll be at home at BMO. Angel City versus Racing Louisville. It's going to be at 7 p.m. It's a Wednesday match. Remember, there's going to be traffic. Although it is Juneteenth, so there are going to be a lot of people off of work that day. So if you are off of work, maybe you can head over. I believe the team is going to be doing the street party, so not the full-on pre-game fan fest type thing, but there's still going to be a couple of tattoo stations and food trucks and things like that before the game. If you have the day off, cool, and maybe you can make it to the stadium a little bit earlier. Broadcast, it will be on CBS Sports Network and Bally Sports. I don't know exactly where those channels are, but I think we have them on our Instagram. Either way, good luck. Peace be with you trying to find those. And for the radio, check out
May the force be
iHeart.
with you as well.
Yeah. And for the radio, check out iHeart, the homies, Isaac and Tracy. They will be broadcasting live from BMO, so it'll be great. Then the following match will be Saturday, June 22nd. Angel City will be traveling up to Bay FC, PayPal Park in San Jose. It will also be a 7 p.m. match. This time, it will be streaming our TV on ionTV. It'll be part of the doubleheader on Saturdays. And also, you can listen again to iHeartRadio and listen to Isaac and Tracy. So, if you got to this point, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening. Check out casualfc.com for all the pod links that you could ever freaking imagine. I didn't even know we had some of those pod links. Maybe find something new. Subscribe a couple times. I don't know. Best ways to support the pod. Really, it goes
Subscribe just to subscribe.
Yeah, there's 3 best ways to support the pod, and they go from free 99 to thank you so much for giving me your money, please. Share or comment any one of our posts, or even better yet, go and comment on one of our episodes in something like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It's all about the engagement. Feed the algorithm, feed the beast, let other people find it, and that's the best way to do it. Or you can go ahead and grab some merch at shop.casualfc.com. Lots of fun ideas. We just released 2 Pride mugs and rewind.
Woo! Oh, I'll woo again.
We just released 2 Pride items, really. One is a mug, and you can get it from regular size to stop talking your shit, I need to drink my mug of whatever it is. And we also have a glassware with our Pride logo for Casual FC, which is really fun. We've ordered them. Angela's actually about to receive them any day now.
I can't wait.
Should be. And of course, the picture that we chose to be the key image is the iced coffee, because that's what you're going to be having in that thing.
If I'm going to fulfill a stereotype, it's going to be that. Absolutely. Iced coffee forever.
And then if you feel so inclined, help support the pod by buying us a coffee. Nice segue. Check out our link on our socials or go to buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod. Drop us $1, drop us 2, 3, however many your heart feels like giving us. That's great. It helps us keep all of this going. Follow us on our socials, Casual FC Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. And the best thing to do is tell a friend about the pod. It brings good luck to us, and it brings good luck to the team. We bank it all. We send it over. Every little bit helps. Like we said last time, keep the clapping going. Let's save Tinkerbell. We're hanging on.
We gotta do what we gotta do. We're hanging on by a thread. But we're there. We're there. We're like holding on by our pinky finger on a ledge. We just gotta put another finger, and then we'll be okay.
We gotta Popeye scrunch that spinach can, get it in this, and then pull ourselves back up. It'll be great. And then Olive Oil is gonna do the same thing that one time where she ate the spinach and got buff herself.
Just hulks
and then,
out.
Yeah, just hulks out. And then so did... Is it P? What's the baby's name? Oh.
What's the baby's name? I don't remember. Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea.
It's Sweet Pea.
And Sweet Pea. I think there was an episode too where Sweet Pea also has some and bolts out. So all of that, I lost the tangent on that we were on, but it's late. And thank you for listening to this double pod. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Come say hi on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.